For our chili oil, of course, we are going to need peppers. Here I'm using ghost peppers. The ghost peppers are from my garden. Ghost peppers used to be in the Guinness Book of Record as the world's hottest peppers, but the Carolina Reapers, I believe, have taken over. So these are quite hot. They can be up to 10 times hotter than your regular habanero peppers. Here I have about 100 grams of the ghost peppers, maybe about 25 or so of the pepper fruits. Then you also need water. I have 1 liter of water. The reason why we need water is so that we can extract the active ingredient from the peppers into the water, and then we evaporate the water, and then the active ingredient gets into our oil, which is then our chili oil. So for the oil, I'm using sunflower oil, but you want to use any oil that can withstand high temperature, high heat cooking. I'm going to use some salt for seasoning. If you like, you can use something like rosemary or any other flavor like that. And here I have gloves. Every time you're handling peppers, you might want to protect your hand because you never know where you might touch. So a pair of gloves is okay. And then 1 toothpick. I'm going to use a toothpick to puncture holes in our peppers. And the reason for doing that is to ease the extraction process. We're going to start by washing our peppers. Again, I'm using ghost peppers, but you can use any other type of hot pepper. So after washing our peppers, we are going to remove pluck out the stems because we don't want the stems to burn while cooking and the stems are not edible. So go ahead and remove the stems. Now that our peppers are all clean and destemmed, it is time to proceed. We are going to use that toothpick and make holes in the fruits. There are a couple of reasons why we do this. First, to relieve any pressure buildup that might occur in the extraction process. And then 2, to just increase the surface area for the extraction. Okay, so when we make a hole, we allow the liquid, which will be the oil and the water, to get in there and extract the active ingredient, which is what we are after. So if you're thinking, why not just cut open the peppers? If we do that, then we're going to expose the seeds, and the seeds can burn in the extraction process. So we don't want to do that. So just making a hole increases the surface area without exposing the seeds, and it helps us to relieve any possible pressure buildup. Now it's time to begin the extraction process proper. Here I'm using a large pot, and the reason why I'm using such a big pot is so that if anything splatters, the walls of the pot will catch it, okay? So into that pot, I just added 1 liter of water, and then I'm going to add an equal amount of oil. Adding a teaspoon of salt, okay? And then now I'm going to put the peppers in there. If you're going to do this indoors in the kitchen, make sure you have a vent hood that actually works because everybody will be coughing. And best do this on a day that you don't have people at home. I'm going to leave the peppers on high heat until it comes to a boil. Then I'll turn it down to medium heat. Okay, here we are. It is starting to come to a boil. We are about 5 minutes in. How long it takes is just going to depend on your stove, the type of heating element that you're using. I'm going to go ahead and note the time. It's about 12:47 at this point. And the reason why I'm noting the time is so that I can check on it after about every 10 minutes or so, just to make sure everything is going all right. So I turn the heat down when it starts to boil. And here we are at 10 minutes. You can notice it is boiling very rapidly. It is cloudy and the peppers are still very plump. So the active ingredient, the spicy stuff, that capsaicin, is being extracted at this point from the peppers into the water, and then eventually, as we continue to boil off the water, that active ingredient stays in the oil, which is what we're trying to do. That's the extraction process. If you're thinking, why not just extract the capsaicin, which is the active ingredient, that spicy stuff, that hot stuff, directly into the oil? Why use water? It is because if we do not use water, the temperature is going to get too high, too hot, and it will burn the peppers instead. So when we use water, it keeps the temperature at around the boiling point of water, which is around 100 degrees, until the water has all evaporated. All right, so we are about 1 hour into the process. Remember, I started with 1 liter of water, okay? So it takes that long to evaporate the water. As you can see, the boiling is not that rapid any longer. It is not that cloudy anymore. So see how transparent it looks? That's how we know we have evaporated most or almost all of the water. And the pepper fruits themselves are getting like transparent because we've removed a lot of the meaty stuff from there. I don't know how to say it. Now we are going to fish out the pepper fruits, and then we are left with our beautiful, beautiful spicy, spicy, spicy chili oil. Our chili oil has cooled down. So what I will do now at this point is strain the oil just to get rid of any particles. I'm going to be straining my oil through this sieve right here. The finer the mesh, the better, but this will have to do for now. So here's what we have. If the extraction and evaporation process went well, we should have about 1 liter of our chili oil, which is right about 1 liter. That's how much oil I started with. So that is your chili oil. What I have to do now is put these in bottles. The final step is to put your chili oil into containers, and I'm using these cute little bottles here, which I got from Amazon. I'm going to link it up in the description box below, and then I'm going to be using a funnel as well to make the transfer easy. The reason why I like to make chili oil is, one, it's an easy way for me to store my peppers, to preserve my peppers. And this one here is shelf stable, meaning I can just store it in the pantry since it's oil, right? How long? I mean, it depends. It depends on how much moisture you were able to get out of the oil. If you got all of the moisture out, then it will have the same shelf life as your regular oil. But it's food, so if you want it to last longer, you can store it in the fridge. You can refrigerate it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I do appreciate you giving me the gift of your time.